Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
17 News at Sunrise begins with breaking news.
Good morning on this Monday, and we are following some breaking news in Bakersfield. We'll get to that Amber Alert story in just a bit, but first, we're going to send it over to Maddie.
All right, yes, we have that breaking news. That Amber Alert woke so many of us up overnight. The child that was the subject of that Amber Alert is now safe. This all started with a shooting last night that left a woman dead in Lamont. 17's Taylor Schaub has been covering this story all night. Again, it started in Lamont and led KCSO SWAT members to Pumpkin Center. That's where we find Taylor now. Taylor, walk us through what we know so far.
Good morning, Maddie. It was a long and tragic evening here. It started in Lamont, but the evening has progressed and it has gotten darker since that moment. It's starting at 8:30 in Lamont. And this is what's happened is I'm going to step out of the shot, give you guys a live look at the scene right here. We are in the Pumpkin Center. But again, this all started in Lamont. It all started with deputies responding to a report at about 8:30 at night of a young woman who was tragically killed and her child was abducted. The KCSO said the suspect was the boy's father, Javier Vial. And around 8:30 last night, deputies were called to the 800 block here of Florence Avenue in Lamont, where there was a shooting that happened after they found the man's car. They were searching for him in the fields. There was a shooting that happened back and forth between sheriff's deputies, BPD, and local highway patrol. And as you guys can take a look over here, as we can get out of video, I'm going to actually show you where one of the bullets went through on this local business right here. This shot right here will kind of show what happened. And my photographer Juan and I, we were setting up for a live shot when this happened. We were actually live in the middle of it. We were getting ready for a live interview, Maddie and Alex. Well, the gunshots were going back and forth between KCSO, BPD, the Highway Patrol, and the suspect. So we were right in the middle of it, and there was probably about 20 gunshots that went back and forth between the two entities. And then throughout the night, we've heard also multiple other gunshots. Now, we believe those are only from SWAT who came over. They took over the scene. The suspect, Javier Vial, he barricaded himself in the house. It's important to note, too, that the child has been recovered. He is safe. He is in the custody of KCSO. But the suspect barricaded himself, nonetheless, in a house over here in the fields. He was barricaded for about 4 hours or so. SWAT was trying to get him out using all sorts of techniques. We heard gunfire go throughout the night here. Right now, this is still very much considered an active situation. We do not know right now if the suspect has been apprehended. We do not know right now if this suspect is in custody. We do not know the whereabouts of that right now. We are waiting for KCSO to update us. They said that will be soon. But this is considered an active crime scene right now, an active investigation right now, as is the one that is taking place in Lamont. But that woman tragically passed away this morning. Her 2-year-old son is now okay. He's in the custody of KCSO right now, and we do not know about the suspect here right now, Javier Vial. I'm going to send it back to you guys in the studio, but we'll have more on this as the situation progresses throughout the morning.
Yeah, such a tragic night. So glad to hear that the boy is safe, but just such a devastating story. Taylor, thank you so much, and we'll check back in coming up soon and hopefully get an update from KCSO. Reports of domestic violence are on the rise across the country in the face of the coronavirus pandemic. Victims' rights advocates warn that isolation and financial stress caused by the stay-at-home orders would lead families in a vulnerable situation. That's why community members are urged to remain extra vigilant and call to check in on anyone you feel could be in danger. Here are numbers to call if you need help. First, always call 911 if it's an emergency. You can also reach out to the Alliance Against Family Violence and Sexual Assault. They have a 24-hour crisis line. That's 327-1091. The National Domestic Violence Hotline is 1-800-799-SAFE. Currently, the Family Justice Center on Oak Street is closed, but the Alliance Against Family Violence remains open. They're at 1921 19th Street. And all of this information can be found on our website, kget.com. All right, 5:04 now, and it was a beautiful weekend for everyone who was celebrating Easter.
Absolutely. Let's turn things over to Kevin Charette.
It most definitely was a beautiful weekend.
That sunshine is very welcome.
That sunshine is very welcome. We are going to see a little bit of cloud cover today, Alex and Maddie, at least for the early part, and then we'll start to clear out this afternoon. We have a weak dry disturbance out of the north, but temperatures should be pretty close to where we were yesterday. And take a look at our high for the day. If it felt warm, well, it was. We hit 75 degrees, and that is right on track with where we should be this time of year. 74 is the normal. Record temperature, 98, and that was set back in 1908, so quite a long time ago. And here's a look at the satellite radar, and you can see on the satellite we definitely have a little bit of cloud cover this morning, so that'll stick around, and then we'll clear things out throughout the afternoon. They'll thin out. 58 degrees for Bakersfield at this time, an east wind at 5 miles per hour. And as we take a look at the temperatures, we will be into the 70s this afternoon. And as we take a look at the mountains, 45 degrees currently with a west-northwest wind at 7. And it looks like we've got some low clouds out of Tehachapi right now, visibility at 0 according to their observation site at the airport. And then you can see the temperatures today expected into the 50s, but again, starting out in the 40s. So I'm going to have much more on your forecast that's coming up in just a little bit. But for now, we'll send it back over to you guys.
I think I got a little too much sun yesterday, Kev. I'm about the color of your shirt right now, but
Hey.
but it was absolutely beautiful. Thanks so much.
A little bit of a sunburn.
Just a little
Yeah.
bit.
It is 5:06 now, and 6 people, including a child, were wounded in a mass shooting in Bakersfield over the weekend. It happened as hundreds gathered for a house party despite government orders to stay at home and social distance. The sheriff's office says the shooting happened after midnight at an apartment complex near Pioneer Drive and Sterling Road on Saturday. Deputies say about 400 people attended the party before the shooting. Investigators say there were nearly 100 shots. 6 people, including a young girl, were wounded, but they're all expected to be okay. Deputies say no arrests have been made at this time. If you have any information, call the sheriff's office at 861-3110. All right, moving on to the latest on the coronavirus crisis here in Kern County and around the nation. There are nearly 560,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 across the U.S., So that's more than any other country. And as of now, more than 22,000 people have died from the virus across the nation. Here in California, there are more than 21,000 cases of the virus and 651 deaths. Now to the latest numbers here in Kern County. We saw another spike in cases over the weekend. There are now 404 cases in total here in Kern County. More than 3,500 people have tested negative. Nearly 2,500 people are still waiting for their results. 3 people have died. Here's how the cases break down by age. 19 children have tested positive. 225 cases are adults between the ages of 18 and 49. 105 cases are people between the ages of 50 to 64. And 47 cases are between the age of 65 and older. Now we want to show you a map that is a rough area of where in Kern County these cases are. The 5 regions are broad and defined by county health officials. They will not release more specific data about the location of these cases at this time. The area known as East Bakersfield, which includes Lamont and Arvin, has 177 cases. That's the most in the county. There are 143 cases in the area known as West Bakersfield, 53 cases in the area known as the Valley region, that's the western half of the county, and 12 cases confirmed in the mountains and 11 in the desert community.
The time now is 5:09. A Target spokesperson has confirmed an employee working at a Shafter location has tested positive for COVID-19. According to the spokesperson, the employee works at the Target Distribution Center at 3700 Zachary Avenue. Target released a statement that says, in part, we're working in close partnership with local health departments and can share that a Target team member at our distribution center in Shafter, California, has a positive case of the coronavirus. Our top priority is the health and safety of our team members and guests, and we're taking a number of steps to move forward. The rest of the statement can be found on our website, kget.com.
Apple is working on a new tool to help you find a coronavirus testing site in your area. According to USA Today, the tech company launched a portal on its website for medical facilities to register as coronavirus screening locations. Apple will then verify those testing sites and include them as destination options on its Apple Maps app. The blogging website 9 to 5 Mac says the app will also provide information on drive-through testing locations. It's not clear when this new update will be available for iOS users.
Several clinics and urgent care facilities offer testing for the coronavirus currently. Accelerated Urgent Care on Coffee in Stockdale is one of them. All locations for Omni Health and Priority Urgent Care. Clinica Sierra Vista is offering free testing, and local hospitals test patients as well. Plus, Clinica Sierra Vista and Dignity Health offer telehealth services, so you can get a checkup from home and find out if you need a test. Well, if you don't know, here are the symptoms of COVID-19. The most common include fever, a dry cough, meaning there won't be mucus, fatigue, and difficulty breathing. Less common symptoms include aches and pains, a sore throat, runny or stuffy nose, and diarrhea. Remember, you may be sick with the virus for up to 2 weeks before developing symptoms. The average is about 3 to 5 days before developing symptoms. Keep in mind, flu symptoms are similar, but muscle and joint pain, a runny nose, and headache are more common with the flu. Meantime, a lot of people have allergies right now, and those symptoms are sneezing, coughing, a runny or stuffy nose, and itchy eyes. And health officials urge us not to touch our face. Of course, that's difficult with allergies going on, but that's one of the main ways that viruses like COVID-19 and the flu spread. Again, if you think you have symptoms of the coronavirus, call your doctor before going to their office or to one of those facilities for testing.
It's 5:11 now, and happening tomorrow, free gas for healthcare workers. That's happening at Ramco Convenience Store on F and 23rd Streets. Owner Rami Batik says it's a way of saying thank you to those on the front lines of the coronavirus pandemic. It's happening from 6 a.m. until noon on Tuesday, and Ramco Convenience says it will offer the same deal for healthcare workers on Thursday.
It's 5:12 now.
Thing for those healthcare workers.
Absolutely. So fantastic. I love all of the different ways that people are honoring and thanking them right now. The time now is 5:12, and still ahead this morning, housing the homeless. The hotel in California offering up thousands of rooms.
Welcome back. It is 5:21, and a group of people found out there's consequences for not sheltering in place. $1,000 fines. That was the case up north, where several people were cited for violating stay-at-home orders. Santa Cruz police say a group of 7 people traveled about 50 miles from Fremont to Santa Cruz for, quote, essential drinks, they say. The Santa Cruz Police Department tweeted about the incident, saying 7 times 1,000 equals one expensive hangout. The department added the hashtag shelter in your own town. 7,000 hotel rooms across the state are now available for some of the homeless population. $15 million from state and federal funds will help get people with COVID-19 in hotels. People who have tested positive for the virus will get their first priority. Then those who are waiting for test results or were exposed or over the age of 65 will be next in line.
We definitely are opening our doors to serve the community and the vulnerable population of Sacramento. It's been an issue for a long time.
It's still unclear how long the housing program will last or which hotels have been selected to shelter homeless people. Well, learning from home won't just be online anymore. For the rest of the school year, KETN, the local education TV station, will be airing math lessons, and it all begins today. There are 30-minute lessons that start with kindergarten at 8:30 and ends with calculus at 4 p.m. and students will be able to call tutors during that time during the show. You can find the full schedule plus channel listings on the superintendent website. Just go to kern.org. It is 5:23 now, and some people have not been practicing social distancing, and soon they could be getting a call from the Department of Justice. We'll have that story for you coming up after the break.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back. Nationwide, the price of gas takes another plunge, now down to around $2 a gallon. According to industry analyst Trilby Lundberg, gas dropped 14 cents in the past 2 weeks. The national average is now $2.01 a gallon, and if you look back 7 weeks, gas is down nearly 52 cents a gallon. The top reason? The coronavirus. Stay-at-home orders have wiped out gasoline demand in the U.S. Lundberg predicts gas prices will continue to fall, with demand not making a rebound anytime soon. The world's biggest energy producers are ending a brutal price war. OPEC and its allies have agreed to cut oil production by nearly 10 million barrels a day. That is the largest amount ever. The deal comes after weeks of Russia and Saudi Arabia during oil prices down to their lowest in more than 18 years. Yesterday, the two leaders and President Trump expressed satisfaction on the new agreement. Well, with so many of us under mandatory stay-at-home orders, why not tackle a chore you were probably putting off anyway? In fact, doing this could result in a much safer, cleaner, healthier home environment. Details from NBC's Chris Clackham.
Most of you who've been cleaning like crazy to hold the coronavirus at bay have also gotten a jump on spring cleaning. So it's best to take one room at a time, starting in the bathroom.
Bathrooms are damp. They're perfect for bacteria and yeast and more to thrive.
So disinfect doorknobs, handles, and other hardware before you begin, and take the time to swap out razors.
Dermatologists are now recommending you replace your razor every 5 to 7 uses.
Consumer advocate Elizabeth Leamy says, next, move on to the kitchen, where something else along with old sponges and cutting boards should be tossed.
Battered old plastic food storage containers. We've all got a drawer full of them. And if they have the numbers 3 or 6 on the bottom in particular, they are outdated.
Replacing mattresses should lead the list of spring cleaning the bedroom.
If your mattress was made before 2010, it didn't benefit from the CertaPure US program, which makes sure that the foam used in mattresses is made without chemicals of concern.
With all the cleaning in the spring of COVID-19, the advice is do it like you've never done it before. Chris Clackham, NBC News.
Coming up the next half hour on Sunrise, President Trump is working on reopening the country, the date where he set his sights on. Tracy Potts has more from Washington after this.